Congratulations. Topping all the charts, New York Times bestseller, et cetera, in only a couple days on the box. Congratulations, first of all, off the top. Under Siege, that's a powerful title. Tell us about it. How'd you get it, and what does it mean?
That's what they did to our family, Eric. They put us under siege. They wanted to destroy us. They wanted to destroy the MAG movement. They wanted to destroy conservatives all across the country. They put our family, they put this nation under siege. They debanked us. They deplatformed us. They silenced us. They took us off of all the social media platforms. They gag ordered us every day. 91 indictments. I became the most subpoenaed person in American history for doing absolutely nothing wrong. 112 subpoenas. I was in a deposition every single day as they tried to destroy my father, as they tried to destroy our company. I didn't have constitutional protections. I wasn't in the executive branch, so they used me as their literal piñata. But they made up the dirty dossier, saying that my father was doing unthinkable things, which was all paid for by Hillary Clinton. They made up, obviously, the Russia collusion hoax, saying that we had secret servers in the basement of Trump Tower, which was fabricated. They weaponized every AG and DA in this country, whether it was Letitia James or Alvin Bragg or special, counsels, Jack Smith or Fannie Willis and her boyfriend, Nathan Wade. I mean, they came after us relentlessly. They took my father off the ballot of Colorado. They took him off the ballot of Maine. They leaked all my tax returns, the IRS, to the New York Times. They leaked all my father's tax returns. Pretty much all our corporate employees, all of their tax returns somehow found their way, to the New York Times. They raided our house. They raided Mar-a-Lago. They raided Melania's room. They raided Barron's room. They came after us in every way, shape, or form. They put us under siege. And they were doing the same thing to conservatives. They were doing the same thing to churches. They were doing the same thing, when people got passed up for promotions in this country because of DEI and because of wokeness. They were putting our nation under siege. They were putting our party under siege. They were putting the loud voices under siege. And Eric, when all of that failed, guess what? They tried to kill my father in Butler, and then they tried to kill him again, 8 weeks later at the golf course, right next to your studio in Palm Beach, Florida. They did everything they could to silence our voice and take us off. And somebody needed to write the story. And despite all of that, despite the weaponization of the media and the DOJ and the spying on campaigns and everything else they did, we won. We won. That group right there won. This nation won. And this week we have Middle East peace, and we've got so many great things going on. And it was a fight of a lifetime. But I had to materialize it in words because revisionist history in this country. You know what the mainstream media would otherwise do. And I couldn't be more proud. This #1 book in the country right now.
It's amazing. We're going to get to some of those other topics. But your father, he wrote the foreword in your book. It's fantastic. And he said, Eric Trump, maybe, as you point out, maybe the most subpoenaed human being in the history of the country besides me. When the deep state, the hoaxes, and the witch hunts were unleashed on me and my family and many other brave people, Eric never flinched. Eric never once left my side, but stood tall, unshaken, unbroken. That is a very, very nice forward by the president.
Well, I didn't know it was coming, Eric. Yeah. I didn't know it was coming. And he wrote that, and they surprised me with it, and then sure enough, I read every line of the audiobook. I would not let somebody read my book, right? I wrote every word of it, and I read. I
can vouch for that, folks. I can vouch. I bumped into Eric when he was going through that process, and boy, it's a grueling process. But I would love to. I'd actually rather hear you read your book than to read it myself. I don't know. Having a Trump read it sounds really cool to me.
But honestly, my father did the voice recording in the Oval Office, and he did the. So I didn't know about the foreword, and he obviously surprised me with that. Listen, he's incredibly proud, and he's incredibly proud of his family. And you know me, Eric. I mean, I've been on your show 1,000 times, right? I never left that stage, not for 1 second. I was there every single day. I was in that fight every single day. They were trying to take him down in Washington. They were trying to take me down, as his proxy for the guy who runs every aspect of his life outside of Washington, D.C. They were trying to destroy us, and we won. We won, and now we have the First Amendment rights back, and DEI is dead, and wokeness is dead, and all the nonsense, the disrespect of our national anthem and our flag under Colin Kaepernick, that's all gone. People are respecting this country again. We're no longer being used and abused. Our economy is flourishing again. We've got peace in the Middle East. I mean, everything is working, and so the siege and the arrows and the $400 million we spent defending ourselves and the fact that they almost imprisoned all of us for doing absolutely nothing wrong. I mean, they tried so hard to get my father. I mean, it's all become worth it. Every aspect of the siege, our nation won. All of your viewers won. Everybody watching this right now, guys, we won. We won the fight. And we have a better country because of it.
That is the one thing your dad was wrong about. I will say, he said, I remember when in 2016, maybe late 2015, 2016, running the first, he said, we're going to win so much, you're going to get tired of winning. We are winning. And turns out, I'm not tired of winning.